is going to be why I moved into my car. I'm filming this in here right now, and I know you may not be able to tell because it's pretty nice. I mean, I got my bed right here. All my window covers are up, and they block pretty much all the light on the outside. So got another light up there, got another light back here. I'm here at this reservoir in Oregon, and it's just so beautiful. So this is where I slept last night. My Jeep is parked up there in the trees, but I came down here and this place is just so beautiful. I couldn't pass up the opportunity of sleeping down here. The ground is soft. I mean, there's no bugs. There's some bugs over by the tree line, but I mean, there's no bugs over here. The weather last night could not have been better. Look at all these stumps. This must have been a man-made reservoir, because there's all these stumps that have been cut. And the level is extremely low right now. On the road in here, there's areas where it's just completely dry. There's no water at all. I think this is called Rainbow Reservoir, but it's pretty beautiful. I mean, these stumps are cool, and my camp was, all of this at some point was underwater. As I'm walking around, I've seen little crawdad skeletons and their claws just laying around, so I think that's pretty cool. Last night was a really clear night. I saw a bunch of shooting stars. I actually stopped counting after 5. I love looking at the stars. I made some coffee and some oatmeal today. So, yep, once my stuff's all dry, I'm gonna head over to the West Coast. Up here is where my Jeep is parked. I didn't want to drive down this. While I think I could make it back up, I didn't want to risk it, because my Jeep doesn't have lockers. For those of you who don't know what lockers are, it's basically just locks both sides of the axle together so there's no wheel slippage. Here's a good old Cherokee. Although, to be fair, if I have to get stuck somewhere, this would not be a bad place to get stuck. I've never been in Oregon before, and it has really, really impressed me. I mean, dude, these trees, it's so green. It's so lush here, you know? Anyways, the first reason is because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And basically, with the prices of everything right now, I didn't want to just get a job just so that I could pay the bills, you know, because the truth is I have no idea what the hell I want to do with my life right now. And so the idea is that instead of just getting some random ass job to try and pay the bills, or even trying to like start a new career, I basically decided that I'm just going to live out of my car and see the country, try to figure out what I want to do, basically. And given, you know, the state of the economy right now, a lot of people working, you know, minimum wage jobs are only barely able to afford food and rent. And so that is exhausting. And, you know, and I get it. Some people need an apartment and all that, but I got no family. And so I figured I would rather just spend that time with as many new experiences as possible. And, you know, the next reason is because I had the life I thought I desired for myself. So what that means, I believe that I had designed this life for myself that I thought I wanted, which was based around having security. And I had a good job with a nice apartment. I lived in this nice 1-bedroom apartment in downtown Denver. It was actually a block from the Capitol building, and I loved it at first. I thought that's what I wanted, to live in the city. And I had a good job to where I was able to live and still save a good amount of money every month. And, you know, if I was comfortable. If I wanted something, I bought it. If I wanted to eat out, I would do it. And my apartment was within like a 15-minute walk of my job. And, you know, at the beginning that was awesome. And it was really convenient and stuff, but I think it, I don't know, it made me feel kind of trapped in one specific area. And I just got tired of living in that little cave of an apartment, because it was the life I wanted. And it turned out to be not exactly what I wanted, because I was depressed and I did not like my apartment anymore, and I did not like living in the city anymore. And I eventually decided I'm way too depressed to justify paying this much for rent. And so I decided to move into my car. You know, it's like, at a certain point, it's like, what am I doing? Trying to have all this fucking security, and I'm not happy. And so eventually I was like, you know, I'm way too depressed to be paying this much friggin' money every month. And the last reason is because I've always wanted to. I wasn't exactly thinking full time, but, you know, I had always wanted to build out a camper, either in this vehicle or in a little 5x8 enclosed cargo trailer which I could tow behind this. But I was always, ever since I was like 16 or 17, I was always really into overlanding, and I would go on solo camping trips by myself for a few days, either sleeping in the back of this thing or just setting up a tent. And that kind of introduced me to the whole idea. But I always wanted to have a more permanent setup. I mean, nothing about this is permanent, but I wanted something more built out, a little more thought out, and comfortable for a long road trip. And now that's what I have. I'm going to end this with, you're never trapped anywhere. Take a risk. And goodbye.